What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Sea Radio. My name is Corbin, Mr. Money Mike Manis. How you doing, my friend? The Prodigy's in the building. What's going on, Prodigy? John, how are you? Mr. Bob Dylan is here. Mr. Bob Dylan, how you doing? Jack, how are you? Scott, Matt, AJ, Jack, NBA is here. Spencer, how are you? We booked my plane ticket to Fort Myers. Man, I would love to. Joe, how we doing? Braden, what's up? Matthew, what's going on, man? I would love to get out to spring training. That's going to be my goal next year, I think. Spring training 2026. I got to get there. We'll figure it out. What's going on, everybody? We got a lot to go over today. This is going to be fun. I'm so, if you guys couldn't tell, I'm so excited. I'm genuinely so excited to be talking legitimate, like, on-field baseball. You know what I mean? Oh, man, it's so nice talking about positions and talking about roster construction, talking about moves and not hypotheticals. I love it. I love it. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. We're also talking hypotheticals because we can't not talk about hypotheticals. We've got some, I don't know. I think we're just sort of on Arenado trade watch at this point. Some cryptic Blaze Jordan texts we're going to go over, talking about that kind of stuff, obviously, because it's not a Red Sox live stream without talking a little Red Sox rumor and stuff. But I did want to go over sort of everything we've heard over the past couple of days at spring training, get you guys caught up. But before I do anything, what's up, Jeff? What up, Rickard? Ricard the best one to do? I think it's Ricard. What was the Blaze Jordan thing? Yeah, I'll talk about it in a second, Mr. Versatility. Also, how are you, my friends? I did want to take a second before we do anything tonight. I said thank you in the video right after I hit 15,000 subscribers, but I just wanted to hop on the live stream as well and start it off with a gigantic thank you. You know, when we were first doing live streams, I remember this specifically. There were 30 people in this chat, and I was like, oh my God, right? I can't believe 30 people are sitting there watching me. And in one of those very early on live streams, if you were there, someone said, Corbin, you're on your way to 15K. I was at like 1,000 subscribers, and I was like, that's never going to happen. 15,000 is just out of the realm of possibilities. It's not anymore. We are officially at 15,000 subscribers. I can't thank you enough. It truly does mean the world to me, everything you guys have done. You know, just looking back on that was 2 years ago we started live streaming. And again, there were 30 people in this chat, and I was shell-shocked. This offseason, the last few months, we've been close to 200, over 200. The crochet thing happened. We were at like, 600 people. So it's unbelievable how good you guys are to me, how great this community is in general. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you real quick. And enough with the sap. Enough with the sap. You were, Yanni. You were. Or Gianni, sorry. I figured I'd throw it back to when I couldn't pronounce your name. Versatility. 5 gifted memberships. Can we get some claps to the chat for Versatility? One of our more generous members of our community. Thank you so much, Versatility, to the next 15K. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I really do. It means a lot to me. Yeah, a lot of you guys who are pretty consistently in this chat have been here, God, since the beginning, you know? So thanks again, Versatility. Thanks again. Am I going to home opening day? Yeah, I should be. I think I am. I'm going to go with my parents, I think. I went with them last year. I'll probably go with them this year again. Okay, now that we got the sappy stuff out of the way, we can talk some actual baseball. Got those tickets? Yeah, I got to figure it out. I live close enough where I can kind of last minute pick one up, but first home opener, there's nothing better than that. I don't care if the team is made up of all Bobby Dahlbecks and Travis Shaw. Yeah, I will go every time. Someone has to pay for the wedding. Yeah, true. Versatility, Christian Campbell. Thoughts on Bregman? Dude, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. Crazy for not wanting Bregman? Not crazy. Not crazy. I just, like, we haven't heard anything new about Bregman in weeks. We really haven't, right? I was making a video every 3 days about Bregman, and there was different stuff coming out here and there. But, like, since, I don't know, a week or so, it's just been the Tigers, the Cubs, the Astros, the Red Sox, right? He's going to one of those teams. We just don't know where. It feels like the Arenado thing's hinging on the Bregman stuff. We'll talk about that. I gotta be honest with you. I'm out of opinions. You know what I mean? Alonso signed with the Mets. You know what I mean? Like I just, okay, he signs. Yeah, great. I've been wanting him for a while, especially on a short-term deal. He'll be fantastic here with the Red Sox. Yeah, kind of, Spencer, a little bit. If he doesn't, okay, right? You figure it out. Spring's here. Let's get the team together. Let's put this thing on paper. You know what I mean? Yeah, I saw that too, versatility. I saw that. But who knows, right? Heyman's putting the Astros back in there. I don't know. The Astros up their offer, apparently. I don't know. Yeah, you know where I'm at the point now? I think I'm at the point with the Bregman stuff where if it's anything over 4 years, move on, right? I think that's where we're at. Move on. And you know what? If he goes to the Tigers for 5 years, I'll be a little heated because the Red Sox didn't push themselves into 5 years. Not crazy heated, but a little bit. If he ends up with the Cubs on a 3-year deal, I'll be really heated because then the Red Sox absolutely should have beaten that. If he ends up with a team for 6 years, I don't think anyone, I genuinely don't think I'll be like, oh man, they lost out on Bregman. I can't believe it for 6 years. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay, right? As for the Arenado stuff, I'm kind of in the same boat, right? It's kind of at the point now where it's been the same stuff regurgitated over and over again in terms of people have inside sources and whatnot. It kind of sounds like the Red Sox, from everything we've been hearing with Todd, thank you so much for becoming a member of the standing room. Also, members, we're going to be doing our live stream next week. I kind of want to do potentially like a preview of a game. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, 3 years for Bregman would be ideal. 3 years for Bregman would be perfect. I don't think we're going to get to 3 years. I think it'll be 4, but I'd do 4, absolutely. Yeah, I did, Spencer. Milliken going crazy was awesome. I honestly would prefer Arenado over Bregman. Wouldn't take as much to get him, and I really like his bat at Fenway. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I want to do tonight, thank you for bringing that up, AJ. I think we can watch the Netflix documentary preview if it's on YouTube. If it's on YouTube, I think I can watch it without really worrying about any sort of media copyright things. Let me see. Red Sox Netflix. It is on YouTube. I think we can watch it. I think we can watch it together. So I wanted to do that together and watch the preview of it at least together. It's a minute 27. I think we'll be fine with it, right? I think we'll be fine with it. What up, Blazers Show? At this point, who cares? Let's break camp with the team we have. If he signs, fine. If not, let's move on. Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. Bregman for 4 or Arenado plus Herrera. Good question. I think my issue, here's my issue with Arenado, and we've talked about it 1,000 times, right? Is I don't know where you put him, right? With Bregman, at least there's a legitimate conversation about where you can put him, right? You put him at second base, and then you figure the other two out. Whether that's Grissom and Campbell starting in AAA, getting time in the outfield, and then coming up and filling in there. Whether that be, Campbell taking over at shortstop, they get injured, Campbell taking over third base, Rafi going, whatever, right? You could figure that out. Arenado feels like a worse fit. I don't know. I think both would be good, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I did want to go over so this got people in a bit of a tizzy. Kind of right before stream, actually. Blaze Jordan. What up, Clebe? Blaze Jordan did tweet out. Let me see if I can pull it up. Blaze J24. So we know Blaze has been connected to the Arenado rumors, right? Today we got this from Blaze, just sort of out of the blue, right? Just a smiley face. Stop stressing about what's next. To me, it doesn't sound like a lot of people took this as, oh my God, he got traded, right? If he'd gotten traded, I think we would have already heard about it, right? I think we would have already heard about it. What this could mean is something that's been talked about a few times in regards to Arenado is the Red Sox kind of have this trade lined up for him. They want Bregman. If they don't get Bregman, they'll pull the trigger on the Arenado thing. We heard the rumors of Blaze being connected. Maybe he found out that he was truly connected and this is a legitimate possibility. Not sure, right? I'm not reading too much into this. He tends to be very religious, tends to be very faith oriented. So I really don't think this is too big of a oh my God situation. A lot of people are taking it to be that. A lot of people are taking this as sort of a goodbye, right? I don't know. I don't really think this is a huge situation. Bregman needs to sign so we can stop hearing about him. I agree, which is why the main focus of today, I did want to go over that a little bit, and we are on Arenado Trade Watch a little bit in this live stream because it kind of sounds like there's going to be a conclusion within the next few days. Karab is tweeting out that he thinks that this will come to a head next week sometime, so we'll see. Right? I don't think this is any correlation. I don't think he'd purposely air this out before anything set in stone came out. Well, I think that's also kind of why he's not putting any context to it, right? If he came out there and was like, I'm no longer with the Red Sox, goodbye kind of thing, I think that'd be a bigger deal. But the fact that he sort of just sat there and was just like, yeah, whatever happens next, God's got it, whatever. I don't think is that big of an issue. Again, not really something I'm paying a ton of attention to, but it did spark a big debate on Twitter, so I did want to put it on here just in case. We do, however, have some tangible, some actual tangible stuff. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do spring training, everything going on there, talk about all of it, and then we're gonna watch the Red Sox sneak peek, teaser, trailer, whatever you want to call it, of the Netflix documentary together right here at the end of the stream. So hang on for that. But let's start with Crochet. I think Crochet's the bigger one here, right? Can I just pull this tweet up? Oh yeah, I can. So here's kind of the first thing I wanted to talk about. Some of the news that came out today. One of my favorite parts about spring training is we do get, what up, Jonathan? We do get a few interviews with these players and things tend to come out of it. And I love that about it. I also think that players are so much less in the know than we think. A lot of people find out about trades on social media. Yeah. I think you're right. But especially, here's my point, Joe, with the Blaze Jordan stuff, if the Red Sox do have a trade lined up, right? If they do, according to the rumors, right? If they do have a trade lined up, I wouldn't be surprised if they sat there and they said, hey, look, guys, just to let you know, this is a possibility, right? We aren't guaranteeing anything. We aren't doing anything yet. This is just on the table. This is something both sides have agreed to. It could very much happen. I think you could see that happening. Saying they're trading Casas, it kind of feels like the Casas rumors have died out pretty intensely. I don't think they're trading him, at least anytime soon. We'll see, but I don't think they're trading him anytime soon. Okay, so let's talk about what we heard today between Garrett Crochet and then Alex Cora for spring training. We're going to go over some different stuff here, and we'll talk about that as well. What up, Echo? First thing is Garrett Crochet, trade Casas for Arenado. Hi, Eric. The very first thing is this quote right here from Garrett Crochet that I wanted to talk about. Sorry, I need to keep my phone this way, so if I get Twitter notifications, I can turn it on quickly. Anyways, Garrett Crochet today was asked about a contract extension. This was his answer. Can I post the membership information? Yeah, it should be coming up. Nightbot usually puts in the chat, Jonathan. What up, King? Yeah, we just talked about it. I'm not taking too much into consideration, King. I mean, I would assume his name is on the trade block. I would assume he's just sort of putting it out there. Hey, we're letting it ride. You know what I mean? I'm not looking too much into it right now, King. I would assume if something were to happen immediately, it would have already come out. I don't think Blaze Jordan would be so far in the know of a trade that has already happened that it would be posted and then hours later we wouldn't hear anything about it. So I'm not going to take a ton out of it. There's the member link, Jonathan. It just popped up. Prodigy, let me answer that in a question. I need to get You think it means he's being traded, but who knows? Yeah, again, if he was in a trade and the trade was going to happen, it probably already would have happened. Again, the situation with Blaze, the tweet with Blaze, I think is either one, nothing to do with it at all. Matt, thank you so much for becoming a member. We appreciate you here. Again, members only chat or stream is going to be next week, next Thursday. So if you want to get into that, now is your opportunity. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Joe. I have a feeling that someone came and talked to him and said, look, this is the possibility. I just want to keep you informed. And that's what he's tweeting about. So we'll figure that out. We'll be here, right? We're kind of on Arenado watch right now. If something happens, we'll talk about it. If nothing happens, we won't talk about it, right? Let's go into Crochet a little bit. Bregman said he's open to a shorter deal. Yeah, I think we all kind of knew that was going to happen, right? We all knew he was going to. We all knew he was going to end up taking a shorter deal. He wasn't getting 6 years unless someone gets super desperate, i.e., the Tigers or the Cubs. It's not going to happen. 6 years. Anyways, back to this Crochet stuff. I'm trying to keep you guys up with chat. I'm all over the place tonight. We'll get there. Crochet was asked about an extension. Here's what he had to say. It's been on the screen for like 45 minutes, so you guys probably don't need me to read it, but I'm going to read it anyways. There's always pros and cons to everything. I think that long-term security is definitely something attractive. As players, we like to look out for our family first. But with last year, my first taste of starting, part of me wants to see what I could do with the full season of innings workload. Part of me wants to see what I could do in a full season before I suppose locking myself in to a certain bracket of player. Jeff Jackson, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys. You've been real kind tonight. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think there's people who are reading way too far into this. Right? I mean, Benny BKG right here, right? He's just immediately, all right, let me put my mouse on him. He's just immediately, right? Translation, the offer was so far is not what I feel I'm worth. Higher, please, and I will sign. I don't think that's the case. What did you expect him to say? Right? What would you expect him to say? If he had come out there and said, please, God, for the love of God, Red Sox, sign me. I don't want to go anywhere else. Please, God, put an offer on my table. I'll sign it. I promise. If you're the Red Sox, you're sitting there and being like, okay, dude, you want a contract offer? We're going to give you as little as humanly possible because we know you want to take it so bad, right? These players need to keep their leverage regardless of whether or not they want to be here. So in my opinion, there's no real reason for them to sit there and say, oh, well, wait a second, right? Let me beg for a contract from the Red Sox, and if I don't get it, I'm going to look like a big old weenie going into free agency, right? You're not going to do that. You're going to sit there. You're going to say exactly what he said. Look, I'd love to be here, but I also believe in myself, and I think I'm worth money, and blah, 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 right? Because at the end of the day, they're negotiating for themselves with an agent attached to them. It's not just the agent that's working this, right? The player has to work it too, so people are going to freak out about this immediately. I think, all these people in the comments are just kind of totally taking the side of the player, and they're saying, the Red Sox aren't doing crap. And it's understandable, right? The Red Sox haven't done a ton to totally back themselves out yet. But I don't know. I personally, again, I still think this is something that gets done. I think it's something the Red Sox want to do. I think it's something the Red Sox need to do. I don't think they are really in a position to sort of sit here and wait him out. I think they need to get it done, and I think they will get it done. And I think Crochet is open to it. He says it a couple of times in here. I don't think, I really don't think. And plus, spring training really is the time where you start to get, you're going to get your first look at Crochet. You're going to get a first look and feel for his stuff. You're going to be able to price him a little bit better. I'm not too worried about it. We got to pause this for a second because Mr. Money Mike Madness just re-upped his membership for this channel for, ladies and gentlemen, 2 full years. 2 full years Money Mike Madness has been with this channel as a member. That is absolutely incredible. We need some major claps in the chat for Mr. Money Mike Madness. That's absolutely ridiculous, if we're being honest. The fact that he's been here for 2 full years is crazy to me, and I appreciate the hell out of you, Mike. Thank you so much. The attachment message to that is, would a 2-person closing crew sound good? I wouldn't personally be opposed to a 2-person closing crew. I would prefer the Red Sox go there and they actually pick out a closer. I think that's the better place to do it. But if you're going to do it by committee, I don't hate the idea of doing a 2-person one, especially because you've got a couple of people there. What prospects start the year in the opening day lineup? I don't know that any prospect does. It's Roman Anthony and Christian Campbell, I think, are the two. I mean, Carlos Narvaez is technically a prospect still a little bit, right? So you can put him. I think he starts in the opening day lineup. That's kind of a guarantee at this point. But if we're talking the big prospects, right? Anthony Campbell. I don't know that they do. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to give Anthony like a. I'll give Anthony like a 43% chance. I'll give Campbell, I think it's 50-50, right? If Grissom comes out and he kills it, I think the Red Sox give him a shot out the gate, regardless of what Campbell does. If Grissom struggles a little bit, I think it's Campbell's job to lose. As for David Hamilton, over under 280 batting average, depends on how many at-bats he gets, honestly. If he's a platoon for second base, I could see around a 270. But if he's your full-time second base, something went wrong, in my opinion. Not that David Ham will do a bad job, but I think it'll be under. Oh, sorry, chap. I've been talking for like 25 minutes straight. I needed that. Jonathan, thank you so much for becoming a member of the Box Seats. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. It's giveaway month, actually, on the members only. I keep thinking about that. Let's see. Where were we? At this point, do I feel like one of it, Bregman or Arenado will be here, or should we start valuing the team as is? Perpetual, I'm going to be honest with you. It feels like one of those two is coming to the Red Sox, but I'm at the point now where, gloves are getting worn in, baseballs are getting tossed around, cleats are getting dirt in them, right? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say I'm evaluating the team as is. And if someone else comes in, well, then we'll evaluate them, right? So for now, I'm just going to leave it. But until then, I am absolutely going to pay attention to this team and this team currently. And as I'm talking, I'm beast. 5 gifted memberships, folks. He is spreading the wealth tonight, Beast. Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous of you. Wow. Thank you so much, Beast. That really does mean a lot, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. Some news on Arenado. Kind of cryptic stuff from Blaze Jordan, who was connected to, Versatility 2.0, I guess. Yeah. Who's connected to the Arenado trade, put out some sort of cryptic tweet. We haven't heard anything since then, so I'm not going to put too much into it. We do know Alex Spear for Arenado is saying the Red Sox still have some leg in the game. We know they've been in constant contact, so still kind of here. Yeah. I was going to talk about the Katie Wu, Joe, but yeah, it really is a nothing burger. It's literally exactly what we've been hearing for weeks now, so we'll see. Yeah, Jeff, that's kind of where I'm at. I think that's a perfect way to put it. Well, Versatility refusing to get outdone, ladies and gentlemen. He gives a number 5. Versatility, man. God, you're a freak in the best way possible, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. So many people get memberships tonight. Incredible. It's going to be a packed members only stream next week. This is going to be a ton of fun. Thank you so much, Versatility. I really appreciate you. They going band for band? Yeah. What about Bregman? I'm honestly not very confident in Bregman. The only thing I will say is if his choices are really dwindling down and it's really getting to the point now where everyone's at 4 years and the contracts that are at plus 4 years are places he does not want to go or money he does not want to take. The only way in my eyes that Bregman ends up on the Red Sox is if his other options are that bad. That's it, right? That's it. That's, in my opinion, the only way it happens at this point. So I'm not holding my breath for it. I don't think it's going to happen. They clearly see some sort of avenue for it to happen, or I think they would have pulled the trigger on Arenado. I'm very curious when/if they do pull the trigger on Arenado, what comes back? Is it just Arenado? Is it Herrera and it's a bigger trade? Is it Helsley and it's a decent trade, right? I think there's some interesting stuff there. But back to the Crochet stuff. Again, a lot of what you're going to hear over the next few weeks are either players positioning themselves in a good position like Crochet is doing in this tweet right here, or you're going to hear sort of use stuff. And what I mean by that is a lot of guys are going to start talking about their roles on the team and what they're playing for and what they're trying to fix, right? Specifically, Crochet was talking about, hey, I'm coming in here and this is my first season ever making kind of minor tweaks, right? He was talking about how over the past, it was either coming back from injury or learning how to pitch in the starting rotation. He was talking about last year, him coming back and going into the rotation. He had to look at his college starts. That's crazy. One, it talks a lot about the Cubs pitching staff, or the White Sox pitching staff, but two, that's how far removed he was from being a starter. So this year he was talking about, making minor adjustments, really making sure that he's honing in. I think this is a lot of fun, right? I think it's a lot of fun just talking about Crochet and the potential he has on the mound. It's going to be incredible. One thing he mentioned, sinker as well. He wants to utilize the sinker a bit more. He said he doesn't want to get it up to 30% usage or anything, but he does want to try and make it sort of that get you off your feet type pitch once in a while. I love that idea. He's in the perfect spot to do that. So, I'm absolutely pumped. I'm absolutely pumped about the Crochet stuff. And again, I'm not putting too much stock into him being like, well, I kind of want to check myself out over a full year. Yeah, of course, right? Of course. He's going to say that. He's not going to come out and beg the Red Sox for a contract. It just simply doesn't make sense. So that's sort of our first bit of spring training news to come out of today. Today, the other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was kind of interesting to me. We've been starving for real news during stream. Brother, you're telling me. One day, we did get once, right? Didn't we get like one breaking trade while we were live? I can't even remember. It was a long time ago. We haven't gotten a breaking trade on a live stream in a while. The other thing I wanted to talk about was this. We could talk about, we'll talk about Bueller a little bit too, because we got our first looks at Bueller a little bit. Man, my computer, dude, I need a new computer. Hopefully I get one soon. I'm working on something, so hopefully it comes together. We can up the stream a little bit. Verdugo trade, that was it. Thank you, Caden. Yeah, that was what, a year ago? Yeah, Nate Eaton was during stream. That's true. Whew, I just had a heart attack. Oh yeah, Alonso did resign when I was on Robbie's live. Narvaez trade happened on stream. Did it really? Oh. Well, we got Narvaez. I just had a heart attack. Ken Rosenthal. Tigers have signed. And I went, oh, shoot. No. It's John Brebiba to a 1-year deal with a club option. Whew. Other thing I want to talk about spring training wise here, we're going to get through all this pretty quickly. I don't know what we're going to do for the last, we'll answer questions. It was at the end of the stream. Oh yeah, that's right. Narvaez was at the end of the stream. This cap is booty. Oh my God. He does look a bit like a handsome Squidward. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about today, yeah, basically, Tony, is Cedon's usage this year. It was kind of assumed that, it's been said a couple of times, hey, we're gonna try him out more in the outfield than infield this year. I think that's a good idea. But it was kind of confirmed today, again, that during spring training, the reps he's going to get are going to be mostly outfield reps. It sounds like they want him to be their center fielder. It sounds like they are pushing for him to be a full-time center fielder, which, again, we've talked about is a brilliant idea, in my opinion. Yes, he's got that versatility. Yes, he's got that ability to play all over the place, but he wasn't exactly the world's greatest shortstop. He was a good shortstop, and he made some great plays, but he wasn't like the great shortstop. He is a great center. We're talking platinum glove level center field. So to have him out there, I think is absolutely fantastic. And that brings me to another point. He does not have you. Good point, versatility. It brings me to another point is, okay, so if Cedon isn't really the answer for shortstop, at least not right now, for the Red Sox, who is the answer, right? Who's the answer for backup shortstop? Because we've got Story starting there. We've got his history. Yeah. If he goes down, who is it? I think that's the question. David Hamilton? I don't think so. I don't think so. Meyer? It could very well be Meyer. You know what's interesting is we sat here for a while and we've said, wow, Meyer feels like a long ways away, right? He still feels like, he's at least six months away. What is it? March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, 6 months away. What up, Chills? They've been kind of talking about him, at least in these press conferences, like he's close, right? He's close. So I don't know. Do they view him as sort of like, hey, we're going to keep you in the minor leagues? Or, hey, we're going to bring you up as soon as possible. I don't know, right? I don't know. Everyone like the video now. Yeah, hey, like the video if you're in here. Tony's right. JD Martinez. See, this is the other thing. I almost made a video on the idea of Justin Turner coming back. I would rather have Justin Turner than I would JD Martinez. I don't think that's much of a debate, right? I think if you're looking at what better suits the team's needs, it's Justin Turner over JD Martinez. Are we going to be using Nick Sogard anymore? I hope so, man. He's such a good player. He's such a good dude. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate you. He's such a good versatile player. I think can I make the face cam bigger? I suppose. You guys want the face cam bigger? How's that? Bit better? I like Nick Sogard. He's versatile. You can use him anywhere at the plate. You can use him anywhere on the field. I really like that about him. So I think Sogard deserves a shot. Absolutely. Underrated, I think, for sure. Yeah. I was told Justin Turner would be a stupid idea. It would be a stupid sign to let him in Yoshida. I have no clue why it would be dumb. I don't. That's not a dumb idea, I don't think. If you're not super comfortable with Yoshida against lefties, I don't think that's that big of a problem, because then you can use Refsnyder to platoon with Willier or Roman, right? You know what I mean? Like you could figure it out, I think, pretty quickly with Refsnyder being able to get sort of not regular at bats, but at bats enough. I don't think that's that big of an issue. You want to see my face? Here it is. He came up big. I like Nick Sogard. I want Nick Sogard. I don't think Nick Sogard starts the year on the major league team. I'm just trying to go over the bench a little bit, right? If they're going to if Christian Campbell makes it as sort of your utility infielder, I think he makes it over Sogard, and it would be, I think right now what I'm kind of expecting is possibly Campbell, Grissom, but I don't know. I wouldn't want Campbell on the bench. That's the problem, right? I don't think you need Campbell on the bench. In fact, you should be getting him every day at bats. So I don't know, right? I think David Hamilton's right now a lock for the bench unless someone beats him out, which is possible. That's not true, Mike. I think Refsnyder is a lock for the bench. I think obviously Narvaez or Sable, one of them is going to be on the bench. I would guess right now it's Narvaez. And then you kind of have that open spot, right? Does Grissom become your utility guy and Campbell's your everyday starter? I don't know. I think part of me is thinking, Grissom has the advantage right now. Again, do you go Campbell? That's where I'm sitting there and I'm like, am I missing someone? Oh, Romy, right? Romy, I suppose, would be number 4. So maybe it's between Hamilton and Sogard, and they're playing for a spot. I don't know. What do I think the ceiling of this team is if we sign Bregman? World Series. That sounds ridiculous, but I'm not kidding, right? He does so much defensively. He does so much offensively, and in the clubhouse. I think he really makes everyone a little bit better, and I think everyone a little bit better is great. Is great. I did hear that rumor, Jonathan. I did hear that rumor. Jose Devers in camp with the Braves. Good for him. I see Vladdy blowing up like a balloon and his defense going out the window. Jeez. I mean, you could look at that negatively, but he's been in better shape year in, year out. I don't know. Was the ceiling of the team if we get Arenado? I think it's genuinely about the same. A lot of people have so much skepticism as to how Arenado's bat is going to play. I think even if his hard contact goes down, him playing 81 games at Fenway will make that bat look better. Gold Glove defense. My only issue is if Arenado comes here, I don't know. I just don't know what happens to Rafi. Like, does Rafi get better as a DH? I've been debating this a lot lately, actually. I've been debating this a lot in my head. In my head a bit, I've been trying to figure out, obviously the answer is if you get Arenado, he's your third baseman, right? He has to be. He's a generational defender. And that's not an exaggeration, right? He's the first best defender of all time. But with Rafi, and this sounds dumb because he's getting paid $300 million. And so at the end of the day, it's like, dude, you were paid $300 million to be a hitter. You're gonna hit still. But you're gonna only hit. And that's just, it is what it is. But I sit there with Rafi and I think he's so prideful, right? He takes such pride in being able to be in the game day in and day out, be an impact day in and day out. And he takes pride in the fact that he was paid to be the third baseman of the Boston Red Sox. I sit there and a large part of me is like, look, if Rafi only focuses on hitting for the entirety of the rest of his career, he could end up being one of the best hitters the Red Sox have ever had. And I genuinely believe that, right? He's already top 10 in home runs ever at 27, 28 years old. We still have him for another 8 years, so he's not going anywhere. We saw what happened when you had one of the best DHs in baseball, right? Yordan Alvarez is a good example of that, but even on the Red Sox, you won a World Series with one of them in JD Martinez, and the other one in David Ortiz has been the face of your franchise even past his retirement almost 10 years ago now. If you ask a random Boston person, name a player that played for the Red Sox, 9 out of 10 of them are saying David Ortiz, right? Now, he only played DH. So there's a large part of me that's like, Rafi could be that guy easily. But there's another part of me that Rafi takes pride in his game. He takes pride in his ability to play everything, not well. We know that statistically it's not well, but he takes pride in that. And I'm curious if he ends up, say they do dump Massa to some random team, the Giants pick him up and the Red Sox pay half his salary, they bring in Arenado and they say, Rafi, you're our DH. You're now the face of the franchise as a DH. What happens when he goes through a slump, right? What happens when he goes, 0 for 11 or whatever, and he goes through a hard time? In the past, he's talked about it. He has to move on quickly because he's got to play defense. Now he gets there, he sits there and he stews over it in the dugout for a while. I don't know. Right? It's just interesting to me. It's just interesting to me. Best ever, tall order. No. That's why I didn't say best ever. I said one of the bests. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Joe. And that's why I'm sitting there and I'm saying I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what that's going to do to Rafi. At some point, I do think that you're going to have to find out. He's not going to play third base the entirety of his contract. We've known this since he signed the contract, right? They signed the DH for the foreseeable future. What up, Dan? I just don't know, right? And I'm glad the first base conversation has kind of gone to the wayside a little bit. I like that a lot. One of the best, still a tall order. He's already top 10 in home runs, Jack. He 5 more years of Rafi level production. We're talking about a top 10 Red Sox hitter, maybe of all time. And I don't think that's a crazy thing to say by the end of his contract. The other thing I've been thinking, and this is just me hypothetically, and Matthew kind of brought that up to me. If you get Bregman, I know the talk has been, okay, we'll just slide him over to second base. That'll be our second baseman. Is there any part of you guys that sits there and says, is there a situation in which Bregman comes over and still Rafi goes to DH? Is there? Because part of me is like, even Bregman on his own right? There is a world in which, look at it. He's gotten a Gold Glove or two, right? Like, he's a really good defender. How do we always end up talking about Alex Bregman? He was in the 91st percentile in 2024 and outs above average. 22, he was 94. 23, he was 84th. He was really bad in 21, actually. 2020, whatever. Don't care. So recently, he's been a really good defender. I don't know. It's an interesting conversation, right? Because if you're the Red Sox and Bregman is the guy you end up with, I don't think he will be, but Bregman's the guy you end up with. I don't know. Do you sit there and you say, then Bregman at second? I don't know, right? Because, again, it's kind of impossible to fully block Christian Campbell. It is. You'd be taking away at bats from Vaughn Grissom, I think, for sure, right? But is that trade-off worth it? I don't know. I personally, yeah, I think so right now, right? I think Grissom could be a really productive player, but if he was what Bregman was last year, we're all very happy. So I don't know if that's truly, you know what I mean? Like, if Grissom's ceiling is what Bregman gave you last year, I'm taking the guy who already did it versus the guy who could do it. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think putting Bregman at third and then Grissom, Campbell at second, maybe Rafael or Hamilton in there as well, makes you one of the best infield defenses in baseball. It does, right? So that's the other part you got to talk about. I don't know. Lots to think about when it comes to Bregman and Arenado, and it kind of sucks because it feels like, spring training is coming. We're starting to get actual news stories about actual things regarding actual Red Sox baseball. And it sucks that these guys are still out there and the Red Sox still haven't made a move to the point where we have to sit here in spring training and have these conversations. Because if If they had traded for Arenado 2 months ago, we wouldn't be having these conversations. We'd be talking about what's he look like, what's Cora's plan for Devers, all this stuff. Instead, we have to sit here and talk about the hypotheticals again. And there's a real possibility that they end up with none of these guys. So we're just wasting our time, What's up, Cody? We got 5 guys at second. Yeah, I think they'll boil them down. That's what I'm hoping for too, Sox fan. I think we're at the point now where when did Story sign? When did Story sign with the Red Sox? That was March, the end of March. Well, the lockout kind of moved that around. When did the lockout end? Story was after the lockout. Was it during spring training though? Yeah, it did a lot. Also, him being injury prone helped that a lot too. I don't know. I sit there. My point bringing this up was we sit there with Bregman and Arenado and all this stuff. There's got to be, if I'm Arenado, I'm saying, look, you guys have until Monday. The Red Sox or the Cardinals have until Monday to trade me, or I'm saying no to anybody and I'm playing with this team. I'm not swapping teams midway through spring training. If I'm Bregman, I'm looking at Boris and I'm saying, look, dude, you have until Monday. You have until we are supposed to truly commit to spring training to get me onto a team. I don't care what it is. That's when we're taking whatever the best offer is for me. If I'm Bregman, I'm not talking about trading. I'm not talking about trading Story. I'm talking about just sort of relating it to Bregman and Arenado here a little bit. That's what I'm trying to do. The true downfall of the Sox started by letting Don O go. Yeah, that wasn't great. You would think Bregman must. Oh yeah, Bregman's got to be losing his mind. You gotta also feel for Arenado a little bit too, right? This entire offseason, he's being told, we're trading you. We're doing everything we can to move you. You get to pick, but we're trading you. And now you're reporting to Cardinal Spring Training, the team that told you, hey, we don't want you. We're going to trade you. Now you got to report there and act like what? You know what I mean? Act like what? I don't know. It'll be interesting. I sit here and I say I'm sick of tired of talking about it, but there's just so much to talk about with it. Did they let him opt out or try to re-sign him? I would guess they probably let him opt out. If he wants to opt out, I think they let him. I'd be pretty surprised if Story opted out, but I think the Red Sox let him. Because even if he does opt out and you're down a shortstop, I think, if Marcel Meyer has a healthy season, there's your answer. If, Christian Campbell, we've heard a lot of interesting things about Campbell and shortstop. He can handle it, right? I think you can get someone in there that's big enough. And plus, I mean, what? You've got Anthony, Mikey Romero making his way up towards Major League Baseball, right? He'll probably start in Double-A. He'll probably get to Triple-A pretty quickly into the season if he does what he did last year. Franklin Arias is going to move up pretty quickly. Yoelan Cespedes is healthy. Hopefully a bounce-back season for Nazan, right? We got a ton of options coming up over the next couple of years, even if Marcel Meyer doesn't work out and you have to go Christian Campbell for a year or something, whatever. But if Story does want to opt out, which I think is kind of stupid, if we're being honest, yeah, AJ, we're gonna sort of finish off stream watching that. I'm gonna sort of do a live reaction, so there's gonna be some pausing and stuff in it. But shout out Heim for all the shortstops. Yeah, true, true. Am I going to Christian Campbell Jersey Day? What day is that again? Yeah, I got a media pass. I don't know if they give me a jersey for the media pass. I'd love to get one. April 27th. Let me see. What day is that? Is that like a weekend? It's a Sunday? Probably not. I might go, maybe, but I don't know. Yeah, Massa looked good spring training. Massa really doesn't look like he. How many points? How many points does Jonathan? How many points does Jalen have? He doesn't look like he's gonna be in the IL for very long. If he is, I don't know, Julio. I don't know. Jalen's out. Like he's not playing today. What do I think the outfield looks like on opening day? Jalen isn't playing. Oh my god. Like is he injured? How well do you think Buehler? Okay, let me do the outfield for opening day. I'm gonna do. I think it'll be. I think heart of hearts. I think it'll be Duran in left, Cedon in center, and William in right. I think so. When did I get a media pass? Last year I got a media pass to the Red Sox. Yeah, it gotta be, Rick. Gotta be. It's funny. It's funny that Pete, like, that's a different story. Okay, how well do you think Buehler and Giolito does? So I did want to talk about Buehler. We did get our first look at, yeah, same, Jack. We did get our first look at Buehler in a Red Sox uniform. I don't think this is going to get me copywritten. I'd be shocked. We'll pull it up. Whatever. We're here for a good time, not a long time. You know, look at that. He looks good, dude. You know what I noticed? First thing I noticed is the letters on the back. They look so much better. Don't they? Like the big letters again look so much better. He looks good. He looks good. Personally for Buehler, I'm actually expecting a lot. And I know it sounds kind of crazy. I'm going to get that off the screen so I don't get screwed. Thanks, versatility. I'm expecting a lot from Buehler, and I'll tell you exactly why. One, he's fully healthy, and he looked good at the end of the season, which is great. Two, I really think, someone who does this, who goes into a year and says, I'm betting on myself. This is me, right? I'm doing this. I'm not taking a multi-year deal. I'm regaining my value and I'm hitting the open market. There's a lot of motivation for him to be really good. There's a lot of motivation. Brendan, gifting a Red Seat Radio membership. Can we get some claps to the chat for Brendan? Apparently it says you're gifting 0 memberships. There we go. Deacon, make sure you thank Brendan. Thank you so much, Brendan. That was really kind of you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Buehler's a dog. I think I'm expecting. I'm not gonna say I'm expecting Buehler to be what he was in his prime, but I think he's a really solid number 3 starter. I think he is. I think he's a close to sub 4 ERA guy, which is fantastic. What about Giolito? Giolito, I'm expecting a little bit less from. Buehler had a full season or half season to get himself ready for this year. Last year, Giolito's coming off of nothing. Apparently his stuff looks good, but there's going to be some bumps in the road there, I think. I don't think it's going to be a smooth transition. It never is, right? There's going to be some issues, but I don't know. I would expect, you know what I'm expecting? 150 innings from Gio in the back end, even if he's a 5 and dive guy, a lot of Ks, 4.12 ERA, I'd be happy. Get Helsley and Arenado, I'd be happy with it. What is this membership? It's so you pay to watch this, which sounds ridiculous, but you get but you do get access to some special things. When we have I've been trying, I promise members, I've been trying to get some special videos. I've been reaching out to people who I'm mutuals with on Twitter and whatnot. Haven't been able to get anything. So I'll keep trying and we'll see what we get. During the regular season, we'll get all the interviews from the Red Sox Media Pass. We will get we'll go to members first. You guys get a members only live stream once a month. There are emotes for every game. So you get a pretty decent amount of stuff here, but you do have to pay to get into it. Don't forget trivia. True, there are trivia nights once every other month, and you get giveaways in that as well. 40 saves, Chapman. Yeah, I just don't see it happening. What do I think about Willier and Fitz for Cease? I don't know if it's necessary, to be honest with you. It's a lot to give up for 1 year of Cease when you have a front line in the rotation right now that's Crochet, Buehler, Houck, Buehler, whatever it is. So I don't really think that's that big of a deal. Luis Guerrero, I'm down. I'm down for a big year. Buehler is number 2 upside. Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to sit here and expect, like Buehler's prime season here, right? If we get Buehler's prime season, it would be like what? Like what, 2021? Was that his best year? Which is kind of crazy because weren't the balls a little bit juiced? No, it was 2019. The balls were juiced. Yeah, 2021, his best season ever, right? Where he had a 2.47 ERA and 33 starts, came in 4th at Cy Young voting. If he's closer to, let's say, his somewhere in between his 2019, his 2022 season, right? 326, 402. If he's at like a 375 ERA, I think we're in really, really good company. You know what I mean? Who's our closer? Right now, yeah, closer by committee is a conversation. I would say it's Hendricks. Do I see Buehler being better than Houck? I don't know, man. Houck was so underrated. People are like, we don't have a top of the rotation guy. I mean, Crochet, obviously you needed him, but Houck isn't a frontline guy. But dude, like a 3.12 ERA with a 3.32 FIP. He led the AL in home runs allowed per 9. Like he was just dominant. You know what I mean? He was just dominant, and no one wants to talk about it. 178 innings. I don't know, dude. He's coming off of that season. He's a full off season. I really like Houck. I think he's one of the more underrated pitchers in baseball, honestly. Who do I think has the biggest potential to have a breakout year? Breakout year is an interesting question. Because does that mean they've never been good before? Because if that's the case, I don't know. I think Narvaez is going to surprise a lot of people. Whitlock is my true choice. I think Whitlock comes back and is an absolute beast. Vaughn Grissom's a great pick if you want to put him in that conversation. Absolutely. Bayo's another excellent one. Masa's been good though. Like people underrate people because so there's a difference between not liking Masa's fit on the roster and saying the player is bad. Those two things are totally different conversations because you could sit there and you could say, I just don't think Masa's right for this Robert Murray with the tweet of the century. Let me see. Oh. I thought this was gonna be something about. I thought this was gonna be something about like a trade or something. The Yankees fake share policy is the worst rule in sports. There, someone had to say it. True. Where was I? I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, Massa. Yeah, Massa. Thank you. People have kind of merged the two, right? Where they say Massa's not a good fit on the roster because he's terrible. No, right? Massa's just not a good fit on the roster because he doesn't have a lot of roster flexibility. He was good last year. 280 batting average, 349 on base percentage, 415 slug. The slug could be better, absolutely. It was still a 112 OPS plus, right? He was still, 12% better than the league average hitter. So he was a better player than that. It's just the problem is he's not on the field. Like the strikeout rate is pretty solid. What was he? Still one of the hardest players to strike out in baseball. The walk rate wasn't great last year, but he was still like really a solid piece in the lineup when he was playing. So I don't know. He also can't hit lefties, unfortunately. Yeah, so this year wasn't great against lefties. I'll give you that. Not good against lefties. Never mind. I read his on base percentage and was like, oh yeah, that's a solid. That's a solid average. It was a 278 on base percentage. Even worse, it was a 287 slug. Yeah, the guy can't hit lefties very well. He didn't play a ton of lefties, but we'll see. Hamilton's so underrated. He just needs to improve defense. If he plays second base, I think he's solid. Thoughts on Chapman? We'll see. Again, I said it in the video. I don't like him, the person. I'm not going to not root for the players. That makes sense? So, we'll see. Even Rafi could break out if he has a monster year, and it would have to... Yeah, Rafi breaking out would have to be MVP, I think, right? I don't know how much higher you get from... Rafi last year was having MVP conversations before it started getting... Before it started getting injury prone. Mark Ryan on air. In-game host, Detroit Lions Network. Okay. From a trusted MLB source, Alex Bregman is down to the Tigers and Cubs. A direct quote, it's Tigers or Cubs. If Tigers go 7 years, they got him. Source also reports Bregman being willing to sign a shorter deal are not true as of this evening. Yeah, if the Tigers go 7 years, they can have him. Right? I don't know, man. They can have him. I'm not getting close to 7 years on Bregman, I don't think. They can have him. 15 to 20 inches of snow? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. What prospects do I think will make the big league club? Narvaez is an absolute shoo-in, I think, at this point. I don't know if there's any shoo-in other prospects, if we're being honest. There might be a guy in the bullpen. Like, I think you could still consider Guerrero and Penrod as prospects, so I think they kind of count. I'm not going to give a guarantee that Anthony or Campbell make it on the big league roster. I think there's a legitimate shot. I'm not going to guarantee that, though. Do I see Rafi being like 06 Poppy? My God. Anyone can... Yeah, 7 years. 7 years would be... If the Red Sox locked up Bregman for 7 years, I'd be pretty upset, I think. 7 years is crazy. Liam Hendricks bounce back year as a closer. That's a good one. That's actually a really good one. Anthony still doesn't face any pitcher younger than him. Yeah. He's a freak. He's a freak in nature. I can't wait for Roman Anthony to be up here. The second we get the Roman Anthony, the video of Roman Anthony being called up to the big leagues is just that's going to be the intro to my videos. I think it might have to be, right? Just him being called in. What's up, coach? What's up, coach? Oh, Roman, I just want to see you down today. I know you've been doing a lot of good work lately. We've noticed everything you've been putting in, and you're really starting to get, your bearing on what it takes to be a big leaguer. And you've been waiting for your time to come for a while now. You've been practicing hard. You've been playing hard. You've really shown us everything we've needed to see. And I just got the call from Craig. Cora wants to see you in Boston tonight. You know what I mean? Oh. Beautiful. Does Anthony wear number 19? Yeah. Is it taken? I don't think it is. Can't wait for that. Yeah, it's going to be sick. Do they move Cedon to short full time? No. So one of the things that came out today was they don't want to move Cedon to shortstop, basically. He's going to get mostly reps in the outfield. That was one of the things we talked about earlier. What's up, Elliot? What about a DH? Who? Rafi? What was Poppy's 06 season like? Will Massa play the field at all? I think if Massa, yeah. I think it's going to take him a little bit, but yeah, I could see it. God, David Ortiz was so good. It's wild that he came in 6th in MVP voting in his final year of playing. That's absolutely ridiculous. 54 home runs, 137 RBIs. Dude had a 161 OPS plus, 1.049 OPS. That's ridiculous. Oh, my God. Need Roman to wear 1. That'd be sweet. Honestly, I wouldn't hate Justin Turner, to be honest with you. I don't hate Justin Turner at all. What's our shortstop depth then? Glad you asked. Trevor Story, Nick Sogard, Marcelo Meyer, Christian Campbell. Grissom could play it if he needs to. Hamilton could play it if he needs to. Romy Gonzalez can play it. Mikey Romero is probably about a year away. Franklin Arias is probably about 6 months behind him. Cespedes is probably 6 months behind him. I think we've got some shortstop depth, brother. Max Mooney, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if people are watching my videos and subscribing based on that or if they're in the live stream. So I say thank you anyways. Pablo Reyes was 19. Yeah. Give me a little 19 for Roman. Give me a little 19 for Roman. Cora said Massa will play left field. Yeah, so he's played. So everyone's kind of said that, and I wouldn't be shocked, right? It makes a lot of sense that you would put Roman Anthony in the out, or Roman Anthony, Masataka Yoshida in the outfield. They want that DH spot to be more versatile. It allows them to fit guys like Roman Anthony and Christian Campbell on this roster without having to make a significant move. So it makes sense that they want this guy in the outfield. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Yeah, absolutely, Joe. That's good. That could be a huge bump to the Red Sox in terms of their pipeline. I like to see him wear 0. Yeah, too bad Bueller's got 0. I like the number 0 on a baseball jersey. Not enough people do that. No, Elliot, I don't think so. What's up, Fenway Joe? I don't think so. I think it takes him a month or two to get there. Personally, I wouldn't be surprised if he was, but I think they're patient with him. All good, Max and Mooney. I don't know. It doesn't tell me if it was from a video or if it's from the live stream, so I'm glad you're in here. Welcome in. Anthony coming in with that 0. Ooh, that'd be tough, dude. That'd be tough. We need a right-handed bat. Otherwise, this team will be bombing worse. Jeez, dude. Come on. Cost us 40 bombs if they don't trade him. Yeah. Yeah. Who can we get for the bullpen? The only real name I think I'm interested in at this point is David Robertson. Honestly, I see the core just getting better with the years. So much young talent. Yeah, it just keeps getting better, man. It just keeps getting better. It's so cool. It is so cool to see. I mean, come on, dude. 00 on the back of a Roman head. Like the hanging the back right here is just like a Fenway green. I hate those things. Anthony jersey just says Anthony. It's 00 on the back. That'd be so sick. We just need to be better against righties. I've said this 1,000 times. I'm going to keep saying it because everyone goes, oh, they need a right-handed batter. They're going to be terrible against lefties. Guys, they could get the best left-handed pitching hitting player in the sport, and they could still struggle against lefties. I hate to break it to you, right? The real solution to the Red Sox being better against lefties is their lefties being better against lefties. You simply, regardless of who you get as a right-handed hitter, unless it's prime Jimmy Fox, right? You're going to end up sitting there, and your three best players are still going to be, at least hitters, Duran, Casas, and Devers. Not in that order. It's probably Devers, Duran, Casas, but that's besides the point. At least right now, that's besides the point. Those guys, Duran was a league average or below league average bat against lefties last year. Devers was a league average bat. You will not win baseball games if those guys are still below or at league average level. It's just simply not going to happen. Your best players need to be better against lefties. I don't care if you get the reincarnation of Mark McGwire to be your third best hitter. You're still going to need those guys to be good against lefties. It's just simply what needs to happen. It just simply does. Section 10 boys seem to have hinted at it. If it's Willier for Robert Suarez, I'm in. Corbin, we have the big three on literally everything. We got the big three of Twitter. We have Crochet, Houck, and Bueller. And we have the big three of prospects. Yeah, look at that. I like it. Massa wants to play. Yeah, Massa's going to be interesting for me. I don't know when he's going to be ready. It looks like he's ready now. And if he's going to DH mostly, I think they're going to be ready. Casas is so overrated, but Bayo's the best pitcher in the league. My God, you did not watch a game last year. Devers especially needs to improve massively against lefty bats as he's a focal point in the offense. Yeah. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I spelled Raphael wrong. Man, everything's been slow as hell for me recently. Let me see. What was Rafi against lefties this year? Bayo should be in the pen or traded. Again, guy, what are we doing right now? My God. Yeah, Rafi at 240 with a 304 on base percentage, 382 slug. But he had 3 doubles and 4 homers. Or I'm sorry, 11 doubles and 4 homers off of lefties this year for a 93 OPS plus. Again, his OPS plus against righties was a 174, right? You can't have it. Bayo's not getting under a 4 ERA. He doesn't. The thing is, everyone's expecting him to be an ace. He doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be. Or he had a 4.49 ERA last year. If he gets back down closer towards what he was in 23, which was a 4.24 ERA, that's a really good fourth pitcher. It is, right? Because again, you've got Bueller, you've got Houck, you've got Crochet. Those are the guys you need to be under 4. Those are the guys you don't need them to be, but you need them to be a lower ERA, right? Because then you can have your top half done. If you just have Bayo at around a 4.24, brother, you're talking about your top 4 guys being above league average pitcher. Ladies and gentlemen, our moderator has officially been a member of this channel for 24 months. That's 2. Count it. 2 people in this chat who have been members of this channel for 2 years. That's absolutely incredible. Can we get some love in the chat for Clip? I think he was first or second moderator on this channel. Was he before or after you, Prodigy? You got it last week, Prodigy. Where is it then? All right, Lucas. Bayo probably has the highest ceiling of the pitchers, not named Hound Crochet. I'd agree with that. I put Bueller ahead of him just because Bueller's done it before. Y'all came in at the same time. You did in the chat last week. Did I miss it? So Prodigy, you were ahead of everybody. Career ceiling? Oh, I see. You want a Walker Buehler shirt? Yeah, I might get a Walker Buehler jersey. That'd be a fun one to have, especially if he doesn't re-sign. Prodigy too. Yeah, the core four. Is a Tatis trade possible? Probably not, dude. I would guess no. There was some ahead of you? I don't think there was, Prodigy. What's my opinion of Connor Wong? I think Connor Wong has a higher ceiling than people want to admit. It's just defense. If he gets better defense, if Connor Wong's a league average defender, he's a top 15 catcher in the game. And yeah, there was some BABIP luck last year. Yeah, there was some, contact issues last year in terms of his hard contact rate, but he dropped the strikeouts and the overall production was solid. The overall production of the play was really good. The problem is that his defense was, we'll say, well below average, right? Just to keep it nice. Yeah, there was crazy BABIP luck, but at the end of the day, it produced something, right? There's only so much we could talk about BABIP. At the end of the day, what I care about is what did they actually accomplish. And he actually accomplished a pretty decent amount offensively. So, he gets to league average catcher. He becomes a really, really solid player. We all three became mods really close together. Yeah. I think it was our three moderators, Prodigy, Robbie, and Clip. I'm pretty sure we're in the last week. Check Cardinals Live latest tweet. Dude. Yeah, I'm not looking at that. I don't want to depress myself. Cardinals Live, I'm just going to do this on stream. Cardinals Live to me recently, so for a while, he was just sort of putting out information, right? And it was good information. So you sit there and you're like, okay, he's just putting out the information. Now he's gone on this sort of crusade, like he has to explain himself to anyone who doubts himself, which I don't understand because it's like, dude, if your stuff is good, you don't need to sit there and be there. He already declared victory. Like this is what I'm talking about, right? He's all of a sudden gone from, hey, I'm just going to put the information out there to I'm going to come in here, right? And I'm going to declare myself victorious. The trade hasn't happened. The trade has not happened. So I don't know what like a tweet from Blaze Jordan should not indicate that this is done. You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. He's starting to. I don't know, dude. Like, whatever. Roman Anthony opening day DH. Nah, you want that guy in the field. That guy bugs me. He's starting to bug me too. Honestly, he's starting to bug me too. What? The one about Lil Wayne? I'm good, dude. Deal has legs. Yeah, Alex Spear didn't quite say that, but yeah, Mike, that's kind of what I'm hoping for, is that the Red Sox just pivot and they trade for like Matt McClain, or they trade for like, or they just sign Justin Turner or something. That would be hilarious to me. Yes, Jordan. Yes, that's absolutely correct. Yes. Yeah, he would be a bit of a liability behind the plate. If he can't catch a baseball, yes. That's what I'm nervous about. Yes. Bregman and Arenado aren't good fits. They're not good fits. They're just not. So we talked about the entire offseason, right? We talked about the entire offseason. There was no perfect offensive fit. There wasn't, because everyone was banking on these prospects and everyone wanted these prospects to come up and want them to get significant playing time. You weren't going to be able to find somebody unless it's for a catching spot, right? Even a catching spot, you've got, I don't know. There was no perfect match for someone coming over and fitting on this team. You're going to have to get uncomfortable to make it work. So how are you going to unclog the outfield? Someone's got to go. Either performance does it for you or injury does it for you, in my opinion. Who's our backup catcher? Carlos Narvaez or Blake Sable? Could we potentially bench Devers against lefties if he does not approve if we get Arenado? God, no. No, absolutely not. What was that moron saying, Soto to the Sox around Thanksgiving? What was that guy's name? Mick, I think. I haven't heard much from him. Have not heard much from him. Why? Why what, Max / Mooney? I don't know which one of you is talking, but why what? Think there are any more trades that are worth making before opening day? Yeah, I think if there's a trade for an arm, absolutely. I think you should do it. If there's a trade for someone that you think could legitimately impact this team bat-wise, I think you should do it. Be the new Rob. Who does he platoon with, though? You'll be headed to Fort Myers Saturday? God, Ben, have a good time, man. I'd love to get down there. I went once, but Devers overvalued. Oof. Righty-lefty matchups? Yeah, but my point is, if you're going to platoon Willier, with who? Who are you platooning him with? That's my question. Ed Hand and GG on Twitter are referencing the Sox getting a steal for Arenado. Well, if Ed Hand's putting it out there. Where's Ed? I don't see anything about it. I think it was like 1 or 2 days ago. Yeah, man. I don't know. I sit there. I sit there with these guys, and I love Ed. I love GG. Great Twitter personalities. But like, how much, right? How much do they, I don't know. All right. I'll let you know, Max and Mooney. That'd be an interesting one. Could Devers be better than Jose Ramirez? Jose's really good, dude. The problem is Jose plays good defense, so the wars will never match up. Or better defense, I should say, so the wars will never match up. But I don't know. Yeah, I think Devers can match this easily. He was better than him in 23, I think. I think Devers can match this for sure. Doesn't Bregman have to pick a team before the Sox trade for Arenado? If they get told, hey, look, you're out of the running, no, right? If they still think they're in the running, yeah, Peter. But if they get told, hey, look, no, we don't think so, it's not going to happen with you guys, I don't think so. You know, I'd love to get Helsley or Suarez. If they could get both, or if they could get one of those guys, I think they're in a really good spot. You know what I mean? They would look so good. This team would look incredible. This team would look absolutely incredible. Imagine Arenado and Helsley added to this team. I mean, people are underrating Helsley too. The problem is I don't know how much you'd have to add into Helsley to get Helsley. That's my fear, is I don't want to overpay, which I don't think the Red Sox are going to do, but I don't want to overpay for 1 year of an elite closer and 3 years of a sort of downward facing third baseman, right? But you get Helsley in this back end, dude. You get Helsley in this back end. 2.04 ERA, 2.41 FIP. He had 49 saves, led all baseball last year, by the way. Doesn't walk a ton of people, gives up like no home runs. Throws like 132 miles an hour, something ridiculous like that with a wipeout slider. I'd be so in on Ryan Helsley getting here. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. It would be so gross. It would be so gross if that was the case. Oh my God. I keep saying that, but it's ridiculous. Trade Blazing Cutter for him. I don't. Like, if you're the Red Sox, I'm sitting there and I'm saying, look, I'm giving you no more prospects. I will take on more money of Arenado's. Right? I'll take on more money of Arenado's, and you're going to deal with the fact that I'm going to give you Blaze Jordan. You're going to like it. You know? That's it. End of the day. That's what I'm doing. He sits like 120, give or take. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right around that area. Faster than a McLaren, somewhere in that range. What was he? What was Ryan Helsley at last year? He averaged 99.6 miles an hour. Does it give you his fastest pitch on Baseball Savant? I don't know. I want the high end. I'm going to be sitting here looking for too long, I think, to make this even worth it. Oh, maybe. Someone. You know what? Someone find it for me. Can I ask what happened to Blaze? I loved following and hearing about him. Then it died out of nowhere. He was hitting nukes out of MLB parks at like 14. Anton, can you tell me where you found that? Because I don't think that's true. Jay, I'm not so much he didn't go anywhere. You know, he got injured a couple of times. I think the big thing is that he just ended up being an average player, which isn't a bad thing at all. I just think at the end of the day, you know, they had higher potential prospects and they had higher impact players at the big league level in the corners that he was in, right? And so I think you sit there with that guy and you say, well, has anything happened? No, right? He's just the player he is. He can hit for power for sure. He's got some average in there as well. He's an average defender. But when you've got Rafael Devers for the next 10 years and you've got Casas currently at first base, there's no real room for him. Not sure. Yeah, kind of Jack. What do I see from Grissom? I think he's a good dude. People are just totally over Grissom after what 40 games. I don't know, man. I have high hopes for Grissom. I maybe not like all-star Grissom, but give me like a high average with a few home runs sprinkled in. Give me like a 115 ish OPS plus with a lot of contact and solid defense. And he's a really good player. He's a really good player. And so that's what I'm expecting out of him. Are we a playoff team? Yeah. I think this team could be a playoff team. Genuinely. Yes. Yes. I think this team could be a playoff team. Dream rotation of Red Sox players. Devers is on there. Costas, I think, would talk too much. Devers is on there. He'd be funny. Give me Devers. Give me Rob Refsnyder, a little dad in the room kind of action, you know. Give me Houck, way too chill. And give me Zach Kelly, because Zach Kelly's a boy. Massa and Crawford for Arenado and Helsley? No, they're not going to take Massa. What's up, Wes? How are you? About Liam Hendricks? Liam Hendricks is a good guy, but he talks a lot, you know? Talks a lot. Can we win the division if we get Arenado or Bregman? Yeah, I think the division comes into play a bit more. It should. He is funny, but like talks a lot, you know? Very curious, where is Blaze? He's in Double-A right now. He's how old is Blaze Jordan? That's a good question. Let me see. Blaze is 22. Tamer's cross up Wemby. Hell yeah. If we get a relief arm and a right-handed hitter, this is a World Series team. Honestly, you get a relief arm. I like our chances. Bloom's in Seattle and Juan Massa originally. Maybe he'll take him again. Now, they already said they don't want a contract back. Blaze could be a great backup guy. He could be, right? But like you could also get backup guys. You know what I mean? Like to avoid trading him because he might be able to be a backup player. Right? Hey, stay safe out there, Wes. Stay safe. Yeah, he did sound. He had some rough injuries recently. He better be, Joe, because he wants that money off the books. He better be. He does have a sig name. You'd give Blaze one more year to break out. Dude, the problem is with Blaze is, as much as I like the guy, and I think he could end up being, again, an average bench bat for you, you've been saying give Blaze a year since 2021, right? Since 2021. And he's had years in there where you sit there and you say, okay, here it comes, right? And then the next year, so here's what you look at. You look at, okay, that 2021 season, right, looked really good. It was only 28 games. 2022, you get there and you say, okay, all right, we're looking good. Next year's the big year. 23, okay, solid, but he gets up to Double-A and he struggles. And then this year he gets a Double-A and he's a league average player. You know what I mean? What's Duran's long-term with the Sox? I don't know. I think it depends on how he ages, Dave. And that's a really kind of cop-out answer, for being honest. But it truly is the truth, right? If he ages gracefully, he could be a front line of this facing team for a long time. Or at least until he's out of arbitration. If he ages sort of like a lot of the other, you know, high-ceiling, low-floor players, it could be a flash in the pan. Grady Sizemore, Jacoby Ellsbury, right? What up, Mike? Did I rip any Series 1? Nah, I wish I did. I should have. I didn't. Wait, aren't we watching the... Yeah, so I'm gonna put the preview up towards the end of the stream. I'll probably do it like 8:45. We'll watch the preview of the doc together. I don't know if I can get copywritten for it. I mean, it's on YouTube. I assume I can watch it, right? React to it. I assume so. We'll see. We'll see. Blaze could end up just being better at majors randomly. No. What happens to Bobby Dahlbeck or even a better player like Benintendi, far more likely than prospects being stars? I mean, yeah, anyone, right? I guess to answer your question, yeah, he could randomly be better in Major League Baseball. Yeah, I guess. But you're also with Bobby, right? Bobby, before he came up, was tearing it up in minor league baseball. Didn't work out in Major League Baseball. Benintendi was what, the number one prospect in the country when he came up? So, it's more common for players to be good in minor league baseball and succeed a little bit in major league and then flame out than it is for minor league players to be bad in minor league baseball and make their way to Major League Baseball at all and then be really good. You see Pete Alonso and Blaze. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Like, I don't know. Blaze is a good bat. He's a solid bat. Doesn't strike out a ton, walks a little bit. He's got a little bit of pop, right? 12 homers in 120 games, 7 this year. But Pete Alonso, like David Ortiz, yes. David Ortiz is the exception to the rule. David, how many? Okay, Jay. How many David Ortizes have you ever seen? How many? The answer is not many, right? The answer is not many. There's a reason that dude is the face of the franchise, right? Because there's only one. You know what I mean? So, like, if it was a regular occurrence, I think a lot of people would be. I think a lot of people would be much more inclined to pick these guys up. And also, I don't have David Ortiz's minor league stats. Like, I don't know what Edgar Martinez was doing in the minors. Yeah, I mean, you could say that about anything, though. You know what I mean? You could say that about anything. Tough to answer because the modern era hypes prospects up a ton. Like, I don't know what Edgar. Well, that's fine, but you have so many more tools than you've ever had in the history of mankind at your fingertips, right? Like, I didn't know. So many less people knew about stock formations and the swings of the market in the 60s than they do today, and that's because I can go on my phone and tap it up. So many less people knew about the goings-on of NASA 60 or 20 years ago, but now I can look it up on my fingertips, right? I mean, you could sit there and be like, well, I don't know the history of the game, so I can't tell you. But at the same time, too, like Edgar Martinez wasn't DFA'd from a team. He came up and he played really well, and he became a staple of Seattle. I mean, that's an entirely different conversation. It's a good conversation, Church. It's a good conversation. Jorge Soler, again, maybe he does become those guys, but like, would you rather have Jorge Soler first base or Tristan Casas, right? We're all bad players in the MLB right now, good prospects at a point because they had to make it to the majors, right? No, right? There's only 100 guys who are a top 100 prospect every year. So not really, right? yes, everyone has to do good in the minors to make it to the big leagues. Like that's just common sense. You're not going to call the guy up who's struggling against lower level pitching to play in Major League Baseball. If I could have David or Pedro, which one would I choose? For this team right now, Pedro, I think. Prime Pedro on this Red Sox team would be otherworldly, I think. No, yeah, Jay. Yeah, Jay. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I'm just yeah. Right, I just think it's it's also a conversation of fit too. It's not just, hey, Blaze is doing well. We need to hold on to him, right? You could lose Blaze Jordan and still have a top one team in baseball. Was Manny an option? Yeah, Rick. That's kind of the only situation, which is why I paused when he asked, are all major leaguers at one point good prospects? Because no, right? The utility guy for the Chicago White Sox probably wasn't a very fantastic prospect, but they needed someone. Corbin, what up, Evan? How good is Crochet going to be, bro? He's going to be good. He's going to be good. If he's healthy, he's going to be good. Thoughts on extensions? Crochet, Duran, Roman. Crochet needs to get done. Has to get done tonight, right? As fast as humanly possible. Roman, I don't know about Roman, dude. I'm not a huge fan of giving guys big extensions, especially with a team like the Red Sox, who should be able to afford paying these guys once they do well. Like I would rather see Roman do well. I would rather see him do well before signing him. Like Crochet, right? Crochet, I have high hopes for Walker, but everyone tells me no one's ever been good after double Tommy John except Evaldi. I don't think that's true. Trying to think off the top of my head, I can't remember a lot of pitchers on the Red Sox specifically who've had two Tommy Johns, or at least like famously have had two Tommy Johns. But no, I don't think that's true. Especially with technology nowadays, man. They're making these. They are making these, and you saw, right? You saw them in short spurts during the World Series, and obviously that's a big difference. But he looked like himself. That potential's still there. Who deserves the extension more, Roman Anthony or below, since we already gave him one? Or Bayo, do you mean, B? Yeah, see, Mike. I don't know if that helps my cause. I assume you meant Bayo there, B. Who deserves the extension more? There's different circumstances, to be honest with you. I think it's different circumstances. In my opinion, when Bayo got extended, if we're talking about Bayo right when he was about to get extended or Roman Anthony right now, I'm picking Bayo just because, again, at the bare minimum, one, Bayo's going to be less expensive and it's less of a risk. But two, because Bayo already had a resume to build off of in Major League Baseball. Right now, I love Roman Anthony. I think he's going to come here and take over Major League Baseball. One of the more exciting players in the game. I truly think that. However, we don't know. Right? We just don't know. We just don't know. So I sit there with Bayo, and at the bare minimum, you kind of know. You kind of know a little bit, or at least what he's building off of at Major League level. With Roman, you don't really know that. So. And I don't think Roman will take a team friendly. I don't, but you don't know, right? You put $120, $130 million in front of someone at 20 years old. If I was a 20-year-old and yeah, okay, the prospect of making $300 million is possible, but you've improved a single thing, right? You've done nothing, and they are giving you $120, $130 million, whatever it is, right? Ooh, I don't know. I think at 20 years old, I'm like, sign me the hell up, right? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, especially, injuries. You haven't played a game in Major League Baseball. You haven't played a game in Major League Baseball. So there's a legitimate chance you get up here and you're a league average bat making $120 million. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that goes into it at 20 years. If Roman was playing, again, if Roman played, let's say 2 years, and now we're having the conversation about extension, and during those 2 years, he's been an all-star. He was a top 15 MVP finisher. He's now your second hitter in the lineup. Then you look at $120 million a little differently. But right now, I don't know. I think I'd take it. Roman just saw Soto get 765. I'm not sure he wants to lock up for 100. Okay. Yeah, but you can't sit there and be like, if you're Roman and having that mentality, good for you. But the same point to say, I'm going to get more than Juan Soto got. No. Right. Yeah, and they could put escalators in. There's a ton of different things you can do. What do I think about the Blaze Jordan tweet? Right now, it's nothing. In my opinion, Nick, they told him that he was going to be part of the Arenado package if it gets done. And he's sort of like, okay, you know what I mean? What's up, Patrick? Right now, to me, Nick, it's not much to pay attention to. I don't think Duran's undervalued at all. I think the Red Sox fans properly valued Jarren Duran, if we're being honest. Yeah, if he plays out, but that's the point, Josh. That's my entire point, right? If he plays like he's expected to, if you are 20 years old and you get 130, 140, whatever it is, $1 million in front of you, and you say, okay, 140 now, or the potential of 300 later before I've done anything. Remember, he's done nothing, absolutely nothing in Major League Baseball. This was a completely different. Max Mooney, you're kind of misinterpreting the contract he got. No other team could have signed Jarren Duran. He's under control with the Red Sox, like every player is, for 6 years into his career. He still has 4 more of those to go because he was Super 2. So he still has 4 more years of those to go. So even if FSG didn't sign him to a contract, he would still be playing on this team. Someone else would just figure out the contract situation for them. So no. Yeah, no. FSG doesn't think he could have gotten more on another team. Yeah, but that's just not true because no other team could sign him. And to be honest with you, any other team would probably pay him around the same amount because that's just how baseball works. I think Roman Anthony is the guy to say, you know what, coach is right. If we want to win, it's on us. Yeah, I think all of them are saying that. Even if Roman signed it, yeah. Do you think we'll win the AL East this year? I think everything would have to go perfectly to win the AL East. I'm more focused on getting into the playoffs. Are the Red Sox most likely to get Nolan Arenado? I think right now, yes, but things can change. All right, chat. So the last thing I wanted to talk about on stream tonight. I don't know how well this is going to look. We'll see. Do I have headphones in here? I don't. Maybe I can get my girlfriend to bring in my headphones. My fiance, sorry, to bring in my headphones. Yeah, I don't think I have headphones. Shoot. How do I want to do this? I'll just have her bring in my headphones. Hold on a second, chat. Pause. Let's see if she'll bring him in. And then we'll see what we can do with this. Because I want to show the Netflix preview on here. I think it's fine. It should be fine. What's the most I would trade for Arenado? As little as humanly possible. If we get Ivan Herrera, suddenly our pitching depth is top in the league. It's up there, man. It's up there. Yeah, Carl, I don't know why you came in here so hot, man. I don't think you're wrong. Thank you. All right, let's see what we can do here. Sorry, I was typing fast. Yeah, okay. I thought you were coming in here like, you know what I mean? If we all believe at the same time, Corbin will get his headphones. Guys, don't worry. I got it. We're good. Okay. All right, let's watch. Let's take a peek, shall we? I don't know if this is going to crash my stream. We'll see. My computer's got a booty. Hopefully I'm upgrading soon. Let me minimize me a little bit so y'all could see this. Okay. Shout out to him with that, man. AC/DC. You guys got an inside look. Okay. Let me make sure you can hear it too. Can you guys, all right, let me know if you can hear this, okay?
What's up, Will? How you doing? Nice to see you.
I dedicated my life to this game. It's tough when you go up there because you're vulnerable.
Sound is fine?
You can do everything
all right,
right and still have a bad result.
Damn it, man. What am I doing out there, man? What the f?
All right, so I'm going to be pausing a lot because I don't want to get copywritten. Shout out Netflix. First thing, this is sort of what we saw in the Fenway Fest. If you went to Fenway Fest, I'll tell you what, there is no bigger takeaway than Tristan Casas being the main focus of this. There is no doubt in my mind this dude is going to take over this Netflix documentary. Genuinely. He is all over the place on this thing. I love that they started off with him. I'm curious to see what else they put in this because there was a lot at Fenway Fest that they did not show. Anyway, sorry.
Man? What am I doing, man? Damn it, Tristan. Get a grip, kid.
Hell yeah.
Damn, you can't beat me with anything.
I love how
He's
dedicated
going 90
Tristan
miles
is.
an hour, man.
This dude,
Get a swing off.
his entire life is baseball.
Pathetic.
Genuinely. His whole life is baseball.
It's a bad feeling when you feel like you're the reason why you're losing.
But, you know, the life away from the field can't be affected by the results on it.
That was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. There's nothing else, right? They put 20 seconds just to subscribe. They got us, chat. They got us. 20 seconds. Or no, 10 seconds. I'm sorry. 10 seconds in here. Oh, wait. How far does this go? 13, 12, 15 seconds just to get us to subscribe. My God. Look like me out here, huh? This is the first time you saw this clip? Yeah, so I wanted to wait and watch it with you guys. because I think it's fun to watch it together. I don't know. What'd you guys think from right off the bat? So this was a lot of this. All of this is we saw this at Winter or Fenway Fest. What did you guys think of the first look at this thing? It's coming out April 8th, by the way. What did you guys think? Crash Out Casas. In my opinion, we're going to see so much more than we've ever even remotely seen about a baseball team. And even if it was a losing baseball team, man, just all of those things. Watching all the videos today of streamers in spring training. Well, welcome in. Thought it was too long. There was too much shown, guys. The whole thing spoiled. My God. Whole thing spoiled. Really was. It was kind of, that was crazy. If I get copywritten for that, I'm gonna throw a fit. I will dead ass throw a fit. I thought it was a tease for the whole trailer. Yeah, it kind of felt like that. I don't know, man. It is called a sneak peek. It is called a sneak peek. In all fairness to them, it is called a sneak peek. So, yeah, I think there's just something better. Casas needs to show maturity and leadership. Yeah, but like, I'm talking about the thought the full thing and the full trailer was funny and great. Yeah. So one thing I will say is, why do I like the Sox so much? I don't know, man. It's like a disease, you know? It's like a virus. Just born with it, I suppose. Yeah, I've never truly sat down and been like, why do I like the Red Sox so much? Have you guys ever like sat down and been like, why do I love this team? I don't think I ever have. You know, here's what I'll say. We're going to wrap up stream a little bit. Robbie's going live in a couple of minutes. I'll let you guys head over to him. It started with a love of baseball in general, I think. It started with loving the game. And that was passed down to me, right? My grandfather loved the game. Both my grandfathers loved the game. My mom loved the game. My dad is he's a baseball fan. He's a Red Sox fan now, but he grew up a Yankee fan. He loves the game. So I was kind of born into loving the game of baseball. And then I guess, you know, I was born into such a winning. It was fun to be a Red Sox fan when I was younger. No, it really was. You know, I was what, 6 when they won their first World Series. You know, 9 when they won their second one. 15 when they won their third one, and 19, 20 when they won their fourth one. I don't know. There's just something about this team, man. It drags you in. It really does. And we you know, to the point where we sit here and we talk about every move and every play, and it's something. You know what it is? It's something about the history. It's almost like a tapestry. Is such a dumb word. But what I love about the Red Sox, I think, more than just baseball in general, is you're almost watching a glimpse into the past. Does that make sense? It's almost like, so both of my grandfathers have passed away. Obviously their parents have passed away, but it's almost comforting to know that, like, they used to watch the same team, you know? They used to watch this same team. They used to root for this same team, not the players, but the shirt on their chest in the same ballpark that you're doing it in right now. And I think that's something so unique about the Red Sox that, you know, a lot of, there's what, Wrigley's the only other one that I think you can say that to. And like, yeah, teams have storied histories, Yankees, Pirates, Tigers, Phillies, whatever. But I don't know. You sit there and it's like, it's just such a unique experience being a Red Sox fan. It really is. So, yeah, it kind of feels like a religion. That's a good way to put it. It feels like a religion. That's actually funny, T. That's actually really funny. Hey, Evan. Thanks. Hey, I'm glad you watched that, man. That was fun. Yeah. So it's just such an interesting. It really is. I don't know. I've never really sat there and like debated why I'm a Red Sox fan. It's just I am what I am. You know what I mean? I was born into it. I fell in love with the game, and that immediately made me fall in love with the team. They were fun to watch. There was history. There was so much history, and I loved it. Rafi projected to get 32. I'm gonna go 35. Give me Rafi for 35. Just lucky to not be a Marlins fan. True. Hey, Jonathan. That's the coolest. That's the coolest feeling I've had on YouTube is when people like that come to me and they're like, hey, just to let you know, like I started following the team in 23 or 22 or whatever. And they're like, I picked the Red Sox because I saw your videos. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. So thank you, Jonathan, for being here. Is the moral of the story. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up tonight. I think we're going to wrap it up tonight. I don't know what's going on with Bregman. It doesn't sound like the Sox are in on him. Keep an eye out for Arenado. Keep an eye out for Arenado. I don't think that's too far away at this point, if we're being honest. Again, before we head out, I do want to say one more time, thank you. If you weren't here in the beginning of the stream, I do want to say thank you. I said at the beginning, 15,000 subscribers was something 2 years ago when I started live streaming, 3 years ago when I started making videos that I flat out did not think was ever going to be a reality. So the fact that we're here before the 2025 season, the fact that we're going into the 2025 season with 15,000 subscribers is one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me. So I genuinely can't thank you guys enough for you guys building this community, right? All I do is put the videos out. You guys are the community. You guys have created something incredible here, and I can't wait to see where we take this next because, I think there's a lot of cool things coming for Red Sea Radio. So I can't do it without you guys, and I thank you for that much. Yeah, go you guys. Really, truly. So, anyways, I'll be live. We'll be live next week. Members only again. Remember, next week we're doing members only. We'll be live Wednesday again next week. Probably going over previews of what to expect in spring training games, which will be fun. Tomorrow we'll be doing our video. Obviously, this weekend I don't know exactly what my schedule is going to look like, but I'm going to do it. Try to get one out Saturday. If I can't, I will let you know. Let me think. I don't think there's anything else. Keep an eye out. I may have an announcement or two over the next week or so about some potential stuff. For the upcoming season. So keep an eye out on that. I think you guys are really going to love it. I hope you guys do. Hopefully, I think there's going to be a lot of work put into this, so I hope you guys like it. But anyways, if you haven't considered subscribing yet, consider doing so. We talk Sox every day. We do these once a week, except for Sundays. We don't talk Sox Sundays. If you haven't considered liking this one yet, consider liking that. It helps the videos out a ton. It's the best way to let me know you enjoy these type of live streams. Yeah, Anton, I wouldn't put too much into it. What, Jonathan? What? Did I miss something? Who is it that's going live soon? Monster Territory. Look him up. MLB show is going to be sick. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all. Thank you all for the gifted memberships as well, to Versatility, to Beast, to everyone who gifted memberships, who became a member, who's been a member. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. And I will see you all, as always, thankfully, very gratefully and thankfully,